What is up, YouTube family? Welcome back to Quintessential Music and Entertainment. Man, it's been a minute. I want to apologize for my hiatus. It's been so long, I got different hair. Feel like I ain't seen y'all in a minute. You know, it's the summertime. You know what I'm saying? What can I say? Trying to get family time in, trying to get my last time in with the girls before school. My one of my daughters just turned 15 years old, so we went up to Ocean City, Maryland, and did the beach thing for a couple of days. Had a nice little getaway. The girls and the family really enjoyed themselves. I was able to get a couple of days away to relax and listen to the waves. Had a great time. And then my mother was diagnosed with a spinal condition recently that had everybody a little down, or a lot down. And but we were able to get her up here for the weekend and spend some real good quality time with her. And she was feeling, much better that weekend. I actually got her on the pool table, and she gave me my first loss on my new pool table. And she was able to get in the pool for the first time all summer. So that was real encouraging to see her moving around better and feeling better, and just enjoying herself and being able to spend time with her granddaughters and the family, and me spending some time with my niece and my sister. We had a really great weekend. So family is my excuse, y'all. I know y'all gonna let me slide with that, right? Family first, always, right? But I wanted to come back, and I said, this time, instead of doing another Tom McDonald video, I wanted to diversify things a little bit, and I had a couple of things in mind. But I said, what better way to transition away from Tom McDonald for a second than to uh, do a reaction video of his girlfriend, Nova. I believe, I don't believe they're married. I believe that's his girlfriend. But a lot of people have been telling me in the comments about her and how awesome she is. So I was like, let's go with one of her songs, The Transition. And I looked her up, and the first thing that popped up was a song called Lost Girls. And I was like, man, that's kind of ironic title right there, because, well, first of all, me and my daughters were watching the classic movie Lost Boys not too long ago. I've been putting them onto a lot of classics, a lot of Kiefer Sutherland classics, a lot of 80s classics, Young Guns and The Goonies and Indiana Jones. And we just recently watched Aliens. We watched a lot of Alien movies over the last couple of years, but they hadn't seen Aliens 2, which I said, y'all got to see that because we're going to see Alien Romulus tomorrow. So I've been putting them onto these classics. And when we were watching The Lost Boys, it made me think about, those times when I was a lost boy. And I'm like a big vampire guy too. I'm a night owl. Everybody calls me a vampire because I get all my work done at nighttime, and I've just always been a night owl. I don't like mornings. My body's just not accustomed for that. I can do it if I have to, but I'm just adapted to the night much better, right? So we were having all these conversations about the Lost Boys, and then I was thinking about, Lost Girls. I heard that they were supposed to do a movie called Lost Girls, where it was a bunch of girls who were vampires, right? So I don't really know what this song is about. If it's about girls that are out there, or I don't know anything, right? I didn't cheat and look into Nova's background. I have no idea where she comes from, or I don't know if she's a singer or a rapper. The only thing I know is she does Tom McDonald's videos. And she does a damn good job with that, right? When I see her in this, the picture of her, she reminds me of the singer, I believe you pronounce her name Dido. And one of my favorite songs by her is a song called White Flag. It's an alternative rock song. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. A lot of people know her from the Eminem song. Forget the name of it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. I think that's probably what she's most popular for. But White Flag is one of my favorite songs, and she looks like that kind of vibe. So I don't know if this is alternative rock or what, but we about to get into it. Let's check it out. And yeah, I'm anxious to see, because y'all been talking a lot about Nova and talk about how talented she is, and saying that I need to go down the Nova rabbit hole. So here we are. Let's get into it.
We were meant to do much, kids in a system that nobody loves. Sitting in bus stations, sun coming up, nowhere to sleep, so we need to find drugs. All we had was us screaming, don't give up. Barely 15, but we had to grow up. Arms full of cuts and nobody to trust. How can you have dreams and you're us? I was always hanging with the lost girls. They're running from the cops, seeing a lot of girls. Can I crash at your house? Nowhere to go, girls. Now the escorts are overdose girls. Oh, things will sell for a little more liquor. Now you're homesick for a place that you've never known. Ooh, all we know is climbing fences in the dark. And all we know is growing up was way too hard. And all we know is we mystery lost in the park.
Man, that was pretty powerful. That was pretty sad, actually. So it looks like she is talking about lost girls. The thing with the Lost Boys movie is these were some young kids that were like out there, teenagers, right? They were just out there, and then they became a part of this vamp life thing. But she's talking about young females who are out there, right? She says, we weren't meant to do much. Kids in the system that nobody loves. So when you think of the system, you're either talking about prison, jail, or you're talking about foster kids, So that, when she says that nobody loved, we weren't meant to do much, that sounds like a foster system type of situation that she must have been involved with. So she's a foster kid that was running with other foster kids, and they were just out there, sitting in bus stations, sun coming up, nowhere to sleep, so we need to find drugs. Damn. Nowhere to sleep, so they had to find drugs so they could just stay up and not go to sleep. That's crazy. Wow, never thought about drugs from that perspective. Most people do drugs to get high or to escape. She's saying they had to do drugs just because there was nowhere to sleep. They just needed to stay awake. Damn, that's heavy. Barely 15, but we had to grow up. Arms full of cuts and nobody to trust. How can you have dreams when you're us? Damn, man, that's pretty depressing. You're 15, barely 15, so you're talking 14, 13, arm full of cuts, so you're talking suicide. which means depression and mental health issues, right? Uh, and that reminds me of a couple of things. It reminds me of when I was dealing with my depression, and I even had some suicidal thoughts back in the day when I was lost, when I was out there. I used to be a lost boy. Um, uh, but it's different when you're a man compared to a woman, a female, especially a young female. For guys, we're able to roam the streets and be pretty safe when it comes to um, sexual issues or being sexualized or having to deal with rape and things like that. For females in general, especially a young female, especially in today's times, with sex trafficking going on like crazy, a lot of pedophilia going on. For a young female to be out there in today's times is pretty horrific. That's it's just a different animal nowadays. I remember seeing lost girls like this when I was out there as a lost boy, but it wasn't that many like young girls, not no 13, 14-year olds. Nah, we talking, I was out there in, say 97 to like 2007, and I don't remember seeing young girls out there. All the lost girls that I saw were 18 and over. You know what I'm saying? You would see some that were 16 that might have ran away from home or were being rebellious against their parents or whatever. But you didn't see girls out there that young like that, But nowadays, I've seen it a whole lot more. I've had the privilege of driving Uber for many years, and Uber drivers see everything. I used to see, and I still do. I see girls at hotels all the time, and they're prostituting, and you're seeing them younger and younger and younger. And I've noticed this many times, and I remember coming home many nights and telling my wife and telling my girls what I saw that night, picking up these young prostitutes from these drug infested and prostitute motels, and I noticed how young they are now, which shows the changing of times compared to when I was coming up, right? So when you see a song like this, it definitely, brings those for a lot of people that it brings a reality home where a lot of people may not have seen that life, but I have been introduced to that world. Like I said, seeing it from my own eyes when I was out there, but also, being an Uber driver all those years, having to see that and up close and personal, actually taking these girls from place to place, doing who knows what. And these women, these young girls are subject to having to trust a lot of people when you don't have anywhere to sleep, when you're when you're doing drugs, when you're barely struggling, trying to find food every day. You're having to put your life in the hands of people that you don't really know. And a lot of these people can easily take advantage of you. That's why she says, arm full of cuts and nobody to trust. That's a very scary situation for a young female to have to deal with. Like I said, it's easier for a male, but for a female, that's rough. That is really rough. So she had this like rap cadence going, And then she goes into the singing breakdown. She has a breakdown where it's like a different style, and then she comes behind that with the singing chorus. So she just gave us 3 different styles right there. So I peeped that, and all 3 were very were orchestrated very well. I like the substance, and I like the way that she's singing, rapping, and doing the breakdowns. And she's playing a guitar in the video. So she is definitely multi-talented. I can see it already. So let's get back into it and see how she finishes this up.
Nowhere to go but found someone to boo. Someone got drugs, so tonight is the moon. Got no one to be and got nothing to do. Barely 15 when we dropped out of school. No one to care, nobody to call. Wearing whatever we steal from the mall. Lost a few on the way, paint their names on the walls. I swear that it wasn't our fault. I was always hanging with the lost boys. The random from the cops, the lot boys. They're out there selling rocks, popping off boys. Now they're doing drugs, so they got shot, boys. Oh, and things you'll do to make time pass quicker. Ooh, ooh. Now you're dope sick in a highway motel alone. Ooh, ooh. All we know is climbing fences in the dark. Was way too hard. And all we know is we missed who we lost in the park. And all we know is perfect people that we are. And all we know is climbing fences in the dark. We're rising too much, kids in a system that nobody loves. Was way too hard. The sun's coming up, nowhere to sleep, so we need to find drugs. As we missed who we lost in the park. Screaming don't give up, barely 15 when we had to grow up. We know it's perfect people that we are. Also look us, look, can you have dreams in your eyes?
Wow. Man, that was pretty powerful, leaving the comments, her story, a summary of what her specific situation is. Was she really a foster kid? She says, let me go back. She says, nowhere to go but found someone to boot. Someone got drugs, so tonight is the move. Barely 15 when we dropped out of school. Wearing whatever we steal from the mall. Lost a few on the way, picked their names on the walls. Yeah, man, she was sounds like she was pretty out there. She was pretty out there, and it sounds like she's probably speaking to a whole group of other young girls who can relate to what she's dealing with. Like, so that tells me that there's thousands of young girls that are out there like that. Like, this is bigger. This is a much bigger issue than I originally thought, and like I said, in today's society, everything has gotten younger and younger. Like, kids that do drugs and kids that smoke and things like that are becoming younger and younger. My daughters tell me about what goes on in their middle schools. My daughter was in the 6th grade last year, and one of the bullies of her grade got suspended like a month before school for doing cocaine in the bathroom at 12 years old in the 6th grade. My other daughter tells me how the kids are smoking vapes and smoking weed vapes in the bathroom. And I'm like, yo, this is sixth and eighth grade. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not even waiting until high school to do this stuff anymore. I've seen some of the girls that my daughter was talking about. And if you've seen these girls, you would not think that they were doing drugs like that. She even told me that one of the girls, this pretty Hispanic girl, she told me that she had a sleepover with one of the other Hispanic girls, and they came back to school on Monday bragging and talking about how they did heroin over the weekend. And my mouth hit the motherfucking floor. 8th grade, doing heroin. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is where we at in society now. This is what the young kids are doing. They're doing things younger than ever before. This is really out of control. This is a terrible thing that is going on out here. It's really sad, and it touches my heart, or it hits home for me in a very unique way or personal way, because like I said, I have 2 teenage daughters that I'm trying to raise and shield them from all this crazy shit that's going on out here in the world. I'm having to talk to them about gay and trans and gender switching and all these different things, and I'm trying to shield them from all this sex that's everywhere on social media, in music videos, hip hop. All this sexualization of the children is just crazy to me, right? But luckily for me, I have a very close relationship with my girls, and we spend a lot of time together, and they see that I'm not like out of touch. They see that I'm very in tune with everything that's going on, and we've established a communication to where, open communication, where we're able to talk about these things, and I'm able to walk them through it and use my personal experiences to help them along, right? I just took my daughter to the doctor for a checkup last week, and the doctor told me that my daughter checked no on the checklist when they asked her, was she sexually active, was she doing drugs. She said that she had put no on everything. But then after the appointment, I had a conversation with her, and she told me, she said, the doctor questionnaire asked me a lot of things about sex and drugs, and she said I was able to, I said no to everything. Like, she said it in a proud way, like she was proud to be able to tell me that she said no to not having sex and not doing drugs at 15 years old. And I was able to come back and ask her, how did that feel? How does that feel? Like, how does that make you feel, knowing that you're doing the right thing? You know what I'm saying? Doesn't it feel good to do the right thing? Isn't your life great as it is? Like, you don't have to rebel. You don't have to run away. Yes, you have a lot of responsibilities and expectations and rules, but you also have a great life, so appreciate that and understand that you don't want to be out there like that. So now, looking at this song, this is a song that I definitely want to put my girls on to immediately. Like, I cannot wait to show them this song, let them hear it, see the video, and have these conversations about what it is to be a lost girl, and let them see the lyrics to make them understand the harsh realities of girls who have to live that life for whatever reason. Like she said, like Nova said in the song, she said it's not our fault. Like I said, she's probably comes from a broken home, a foster home. Maybe her biologicals didn't want her. So, some people are just out there to no fault of their own. But I can use it as an example of for my girls, for them, for what not to be, or for what not to do. Like, you don't have to go out there and be a part of that because you don't want no parts of it. They know this from the stories I've told them, but to see it come from Nova, somebody who they can relate to, and some music that they can listen to and enjoy. Like, I'm so thankful for this song, and I'm thankful for Nova doing a song like this, because it's not just about whether you can relate to it or not. It's a anti-lost girl song. The message can be, this is what you don't have to do, or this is what you shouldn't be doing, especially if you don't have to do it. If you have a nice home and parents that love you, appreciate that, because we didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, yeah, this was a great song. I definitely enjoyed the melody. I enjoyed the whole concept of it, the substance in the song. I even enjoyed, like, at the end, right? In the chorus, she says, all we know is growing up was way too hard. She's singing that. But then in the background, real quietly, she's doing the rap part. So she's doing the singing part. But then she's saying the sun coming up with nowhere to sleep, so we need to find drugs. Like, she's singing, but she's adding that rap cadence in the background, like blending the two styles together. I thought that was very creative. Yeah, she's definitely got skills. I definitely see why her and Tom are a couple. Sounds like they both came from some pretty harsh shit in their background. So for them to come together and create something as amazing as they've been able to create is pretty special. It's an amazing story what they have. And yeah, I'm looking forward to diving into more of her story and more of her music. So shout out to y'all once again for putting me on to another classic and another great artist. I can already tell that she's got skills and talent. And yeah, I'm gonna be showing this to my girls tomorrow after we come from the movies. But yeah, so in the next video, I will give y'all an update of what my girls think of this song. And actually, what would really be cool is if I could get them to join me on this reaction thing and have them watch this, have me watch it with them for the first time to get their reaction to this song and actually have conversation about the meaning of this song, what it means to them. So I can't promise y'all that because they do not be trying to get on camera like that. They haven't broken the ice yet. Even though my one daughter, she is a YouTuber, she only does like anime faceless type videos. So I'll talk to them and see what I can do for y'all. But until next time, we're gonna come back with some more Tom McDonald stuff. I'm gonna mix it up a little bit, but leave some more suggestions on which song y'all want me to do next. I'm actually probably gonna post a poll and put 4 or 5 songs and let y'all vote on what song I should react to next. So until next time, this was another classic. I'll holler at y'all 100.